of Don Broco. Welcome to noise11.com, Rob Damiani.
No, thank you for having me. It's good to be on.
It's going to be great to get back to Australia and hopefully see a bit around. How much do you know about Australia?
The first time we came out was it must have been 6 years ago now, or it seems long ago, but not that long ago, because obviously you had the pandemic in between. And we had the best time coming out. I can see why so many Brits moved to Australia, because as soon as we came back, we were like, we need to move. We need to move all our friends and family there. It was, we came Christmas sort of time. So it was, the weather was beautiful. Everyone was just, out in T-shirts and shorts the whole time, especially getting away from sort of rainy UK at that, December time is not the best place to be when it's UK. And yeah, we did a few shows, we had a great time. I mean, I feel like the affinity between sort of British culture and Australian culture, it's very strong. Our sense of, I guess, sense of humor, kind of sense of what we like to do, who we are, how we like to relax, and we're definitely wired the same. So it kind of felt, almost felt like a bit of a home from home, even though the first time we've been there. So yeah, excited to come back and do a bit more. And yeah, as I mentioned, sort of see a bit of Melbourne for the first time, which would be nice.
Well, we've had quite a few pop stars and rock stars come to Melbourne from the UK and do the Neighbours tour. Well, Neighbours not on anymore, but Pet Shop Boys have been on Neighbours. Ed Sheeran's been on Neighbours. At least the show's not on, but you can still drive over and have a look at the street.
I mean, we would definitely do that. Neighbours it was a staple in, I think, all of our lives. For me personally, it was like get home, watch The Simpsons, watch Neighbours, and then it was time for tea, and then you had to do your homework. So that was that was my life for sort of probably 10 years.
Okay, good. Well, we've worked out what you're going to do when you get to Melbourne then.
Just don't make me do my homework afterwards. Yeah.
Maybe. There's been some incredible success for this band over the years, and particularly with the most recent album, Amazing Things. When you hit #1 on the UK chart, tell me the feeling that day when you saw you had the #1 record in town.
Oh wow! It was. I mean, yeah, I'll never forget it. It was this, I guess, excitement and relief at the same time. We didn't. It was a twofold reveal. Like the funniest thing was our manager. We were all sat around. We knew the figures were coming out at a certain time. I think it was like 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. They get published. So we all met for a coffee about sort of 8 o'clock, 8:30 to sort of be with each other and our management when the news came through. And our manager just, he's looking at all these texts. It was almost like out of a movie, a comedy sketch. He picks up his phone, and like it was like his eyes bulged out his head and sort of came out, in a in a completely over the top way. Dropped his phone in this frenzy. And then we were like, well, that must be it. So he dropped his phone, had a little shake. We all just kind of got excited because we read the situation, all started high-fiving and hugging each other. And Dan goes, these are just the preliminary results. We don't have the results. So we celebrated first, but they weren't the final results. There were like a few more things to count. And then 10 minutes later, we got we thought we had it in the bag though. And then 10 minutes later, we got the confirmation. And it was just, an amazing feeling, all hugging and high-fiving and, a glorious, like, day of, like, wow, all this hard work sort of paid off. I mean, I think, like, unfortunately, that feeling quickly left after about, the first week of glory, because obviously it's a weekly thing. And then we were like, wow, like, that was amazing, but like, can we not just be #1, for a year? Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. And Ed Sheeran or someone will release an album the next week, and bands that are smaller bands and artists like ourselves, you normally get one shot where you've got that week when the album comes out, and then it goes away. But it was first time for us ever getting that number one, so it was a very special time.
Well, you're not unknown to the chart. This was the third time you'd been in the top 10 in the chart. Technology at number 5, Automatic at number 6. So, there must have been a sort of a comfort zone in going in and recording the album, knowing that, even regardless of, what happens, there's going to be some level of success that should have been expected, I would imagine, when you're recording. Did that affect the type of songs that you were recording?
Not really, no. I mean, I think we always put creativity and the ideas and the flow and just kind of feeling the moment first as well. I think the way we approach songwriting is you got to put the work in and just see what inspiration and magic happens, and make sure you're on the ball enough to sort of capture that magic when it does happen. You're kind of very lucky when you get these those moments or those ideas that come across and actually get you excited. And I don't think you can ever sort of put chart success or any commercial success above that. It's always what makes the best song, what makes the best album. However experimental or heavy when it comes to rock music, then that is, you got to go for it. And as well, I think we were expecting, this was the first time we really felt we had a good go at getting the top spot, in the sense, we had more fans who could buy more music. We had the most organized release plan we ever had, in a way, thanks to being away for so long with the pandemic. It was actually gave us time to get all our ducks in a row. Previously we've been, especially our last album, Technology, we were just constantly chasing our tail and just going with the flow. We missed so many deadlines with the Technology album coming out. It just became a matter of releasing songs when we had them. So the album was more, wouldn't say an afterthought, but it wasn't definitely not as planned as this one. That being said, I think the amount of planning that went into in the organization and having to change plans so much with we had vinyl shortages and all sorts of so many COVID delays and things getting in the way. Actually just getting it out was this massive relief, where we were like, phew, we are done with this album release. It had felt like it had been going on for so long, building up to this one date. It was so nice to have that done, so we could actually just focus on being a band again and playing shows and going back to what it's all about, which is the music, rather than this constant self-promotion that you have to do every time you have a record out.
There's been 21 singles. You could do a set list of just singles, couldn't you?
I mean, this was the first time we had our UK tour where we had, it was the first time we actually kind of didn't play singles that we had. We've never had 4 albums to draw upon before, and it was really hard. It was really kind of weird, leaving songs out the set that had been singles, that had videos, and definitely a lot of fans would miss them. But to shape the set and give it ebbs and flows and variety, and play the new ones, which we wanted to do, but still play some old ones, and you want to throw in a few curveballs here and there and a few album tracks as well. So it was really weird not playing singles this last album, last album tour, but it was really fun for that.
Well, You Want to Know was a big hit for you in England. That's one of the ones that you haven't been playing over the last month. Of all songs to drop, probably your most well-known song.
I know, it was, and that was bizarre, because that has been in the set ever since we wrote it. That was in many ways that was our kind of breakthrough single in the UK at least, and probably on a worldwide stage. It was our first, maybe our only song to break into the singles chart as well, and definitely opened like a lot of doors for us when it came to touring internationally. But yeah, it kind of just felt, when we played it a little bit in Europe, and there were so many songs that kind of brought a similar energy but slightly different, and we ended up putting in a song called "What You Do to Me," which is from the same album, Automatic, but it's a bit more of a fan favorite. And we were like, I don't think people won't expect us to do this, and you get that smile on people's faces where you played a load of the singles, and then you got this one song that not everyone knows, but it's definitely like a favorite for like proper fans. And you could just hear the cheer come up because people wouldn't have heard that song in years, possibly. So we ended up going with that one instead of that one. And I think we made the right choice. It was really fun.
There's a song, Fingernails, that is probably one of the most recent songs, if not the most recent song you put out, just sort of dangling there all by itself at the moment. Is that part of an album coming up?
Well, we actually that was a song that we started with the Amazing Thing process. So it kind of for us it kind of fits into that world quite nicely. But again, stands apart a little bit. It's got a different feel to a lot of the songs from Amazing Things. It's definitely down that kind of heavier vein. And it was a song that actually we kind of, as we were writing it, we knew there was something special about it, and we were really tempted to try and get it done for the album. But when we had this flow of the album, it kind of didn't. It could have worked, but we had so much for us as well. We had so many I guess angry songs on the record, or angry for us, for Don Broco. It's the first time we'd really tapped into, I guess, that emotion when it came to, talking about things that just upset us in the world and, in our lives. It felt like it was kind of best served to give it its own moment and stand alone. And we'd been excited right from the get-go of like, wouldn't it be great if we had more songs than we needed for the album? Because you always release an album and you get that excitement, and within a few months people are like, when's the next song coming out? you unfortunately, people's attention span is maybe not what it used to be. And yeah, we felt quite excited to keep that one up our sleeves. So it's been great. I mean, we played it for the first time really, despite having it out last year. The first opportunity we really got to play it in a headline set was the European tour, and it's definitely like, it's already one of the biggest live songs of the set, which is really nice.
What about the song Bruce Willis? And I've noted that's become an opening song at some of the shows. Do you know if Bruce Willis has even heard the song?
We did find out actually quite early days, which was one of those pinch yourself moments. Early on, actually, before the album came out, we were speaking to some directors who were talking about using some Broco music in a movie, and they just casually mentioned they were filming with Bruce Willis at the time. So we were like, that's random. We've just written a song called Bruce Willis about our love of Bruce Willis, and do you mind playing it to him? So they actually played it to him on the set. And I don't think it was quite his cup of tea, but he was complimentary of it. Definitely noted how weird it was. He was like, I don't think this is for me. I mean, it's quite a bizarrely structured song. I don't think, and I think he was more into his smooth rock.
Yeah, I think he's an R&B guy, isn't he?
Yeah, but yeah, his daughter actually as well heard the track and posted it on her social media, which was nice. Unfortunately, it's really annoying. It's one of those things with Instagram when a story expires after 24 hours. So we missed the post, and then everyone told us afterwards. So yeah, it's really cool to know they're aware of it, because the video, I'd say, is an ode to our love of Bruce Willis. Who's just like one of the, for us, the best action movie actor of all time. And yeah, the song just has this kind of this raw energy, and once we had the line Yippee-ki-yay, you know, we couldn't not call it Bruce Willis. It was just, it felt right. You know, playing it live is just, it's done everything we wanted from it. You know, in the studio, we were getting so hyped. You know, we've never written a song quite like that. And live, it just delivers. You know, it just gets the crowd going. Everyone's just having a good time. It was a really nice way of breaking things in, you know, on the set. So yeah, and I think it gets boring. You know, I think especially when you're, you know, building a set list, the opening song, that's kind of what sets the tone and you know, keeps things fresh, especially the first few songs in a set. When people have seen you before, you want something, you want an experience that people aren't going to forget, especially to ease you into this sort of new set list.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing these songs live. Amazing things for the first time live in Australia. And Rob, it's been great to have you here at Noise 11.
Yeah, no, thanks so much for having me. Cheers.